All right, guys, so welcome back to another video. So today I want to show you the best way to use the Hackmotion. I'm gonna go over some of the numbers and explain to you how they actually work, because I feel like a lot of people, when they get it, or they're thinking about getting the Hackmotion, they don't really understand what this can do for your swing. And a lot of times, if you look at the numbers and if you don't understand what they mean, it could be a little bit complicated. So very simple. The first number is your address position. So you could, when you address the ball, Hackmotion wants you to have a little bit of extension. So if you have a weak grip like this, with your thumb like this, then you're gonna have some sort of flexion or very low extension. So already there, you know that you have an issue. So you wanna give it about like 10 degrees to 15 degrees of extension right from the start. Okay, so now this is where it gets a little bit complicated. So you have an address position, let's say like 10 degrees of extension. Now the Hackmotion wants you to go to the back of your backswing and have, if you're going to extend a little more, it only wants you to extend by no more than 5 degrees. So if you start at 10 degrees extension, then you go on your backswing, it doesn't want you to do a max of 15. If you do 20 or more, then you're going to go into the yellow and the red zone. Okay, now if you were to flex, you can do that more. You can do up to a negative flexion of up to 20 degrees. Okay, so the impact is the one that is a bit more complicated because it calculates from the very start. So when I was talking about your address position, say you have 10 degrees of extension, then the Hackmotion wants you to flex from it calculates from the beginning of your address position to the end, and it wants to have like at least 15 degrees of flexion. So for instance, if you start with 10 degrees of extension, then you have to have at least a 15 degree difference. So if it's 10 degrees of extension, then you have to have -5 of flexion on impact to be in the green zone. So you can have different styles of swings. You can address it from either 0 degrees flat, or you can go up to like 20 of extension like this. Flexion, it doesn't want flexion from the beginning. So if you can stay within the range, you're fine. So that's 20 degree range. So basically, if you start with 20 degrees of extension, you can be on your impact position at 5 degrees of extension. So you actually never went negative. But the important thing that Hackmotion wants to know or wants you to do is to have the flexion motion. So even if you're extended by 20 degrees, but if you went back to 5 degrees, that motion right there is flexion, even if you're still in extension on impact. Okay, so another thing that is important is make sure to put this like right between these fingers right here, because if you put it all the way over here, then it's going to show more flexion. So it has to be right like this right here. So it has to be straight like this. At least that's how it works for me. And then this right here has to be straight. It can be sometimes when you keep swinging, it gets like that. So make sure to put it back like this right here. So it has to be straight, this line right here. All right, so let me show you a few shots. But basically, the Hackmotion wants you to flex a lot on the downswing. So you have to have that sensation of flexing a lot. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so at the top I was plus 31, and then I ended up with plus 4. So this is what I was saying. It only wants you, if you're going to extend, it doesn't want you to extend by more than 5. And I extended by 16 more. And then I started with an extension of 10 and ended with an extension of 4. All right, so this was a little better. Extended 17 and extended 6. So I'm in the yellow now, but I still need to do more flexion. All right, so now I got it at the top of my backswing. It's green now. So I went from 12 to 15. That's within the 5 degrees. And on impact, I still need to flex more from to get it into the greens. But this is how you can practice at home. Another thing that I want to add is if you're using the Hackmotion, it's best to practice like with a net or something where you don't know where the ball is going, because ultimately you're just working on wrist positions. You don't really care about your trajectory. So if you're at the range practicing with range balls, it's going to affect what you're doing, because you might see some weird trajectory going left or right. So you don't want that. You just strictly want to work on wrist positions with the Hackmotion. So for me, the best way to do it is with a golf net. So remember that you're not trying to achieve perfection. You just want to get your swing within this range right here, where Hackmotion provides you with this range. And a lot of times we can hit a shot that is good, maybe a great shot, but if we look at the stats, that wasn't within the range. So that doesn't mean that the shot was good or bad, or sometimes it was a bad shot, maybe a chalk, but it was within the range. So we have to understand that we're not working on the trajectory or on the distance. We just want to get our swings a little bit more tightened, more into a certain path, not be like all over the place. So that's all, basically. That's the way I think it works. A lot of people think that, you hit a good shot and Hackmotion give you all red. So, hey, it's not trying to make me improve because everything is red. And I don't think that's the purpose. The purpose is just it wants you to get into some better wrist positions, and that's how you're going to improve. All right, guys, so that was it for the video. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be working with the Hackmotion. As you can see, I'm still working on my impact position. It's a feeling that I still need to find. I did it before, but I kind of lost my feeling there. I think that feeling is going to be different for every golfer, but for me, the Hackmotion is going to be better than playing simulation golf, because I'm actually working on my wrist positions. I'm getting feedback with this right here, and I'm not so focused on the distance, because you know that you can get good distance, good ball trajectory by doing a lot of compensations. But ultimately, what's going to help you make you more consistent, in my opinion, is having the same wrist positions every time. Also, guys, if you're interested in the Hackmotion, make sure to use my discount code. I will leave it below. It's about 10% off. If you already have the Hackmotion, just remember these 3 pointers that I give out today. I think they're very important. So I hope I was helpful, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure to also subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you can. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.